Nat from Twiniversity. How are you? Happy, what day of the week is this? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Today we are going to be talking about traveling with twins here on Twiniversity, thanks to our good friends at Cybex. So I will give everybody a chance to jump on, and I'm just looking at myself and geez Louise, my hair is crazy today, but this is what I look like. Maybe I have to lower this a tiny bit. How's that? Is that better? That's a little bit better, right? So good morning. How is everybody? Or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the universe. If you do not know who I am Natalie Diaz. I am the founder of Twiniversity, and I thought I had an author of a little book called What to Do When You're Having Two. Oh, hi from Scotland, Lucy. Everybody is jumping on. Wow, 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 wow. Hi, Rana, how are you? Kimmy, thank you, as always. So I'm going to give you guys a chance to jump on, because today, not only are we going to give you a ton of great tips right before the travel season begins for the summer, but also we're going to be giving away prizes. You know that I love me some good prizes. See where Andrea is, it's afternoon. So we got Texas here. Thank you, Jessica. I feel not so fabulous, but I think my blush is a little weird, right? But that's it. We're just going to have to go through it. My gosh, there's like glares on everything here today. I got all my little goodies next to me that we could pull out whenever we need them. I love them. But today we are going to be talking about travel, like I said. So if you have any questions about air travel, train travel, car travel, whatever it is, start shooting them out there, and just to give you kind of a lay of the land of how today goes. So I am here live with you. I am based here in New York City, but the whole Twiniversity team is on. So from my mom squad, if you're out there, let everybody know who you guys are, because they can answer questions too, which is really good. Yes, Jessica, I agree. Yay for prizes. So we do have a lot of prizes, and of course we have a grand prize from our friends over at Cybex. So we're going to give you more details about that in a little bit. So here's the lay of the land. So I'm here, like I said, in New York City, but Julie is over in Chicago. She is who we call the wizard, who is behind the scenes sending me your questions. So there you go. Jessica's already got some questions. Now, if you see me looking over here to the side, why I'm doing that is because Julie sends me messages in text, because if you guys are, if you're watching this on your phone, you see that the comments are scrolling and scrolling, and it gets a little lost, and I don't like to lose any questions. Oh, we have some of our Canadian friends here with us too today. So first thing I want to know, if you haven't already, say hello to your Twiniversity family and just tell us where you're from. That is what we want to know. And I would love if you guys could keep an eye out for any other twin moms or twin dads or triplet moms, triplet dads, anybody in your area, because Twiniversity really is about community, and we want to help you make as many fellow twin parenting friends as possible. So all you have to do is just right now put in the little comments where you're from, if you haven't already. So hi from LA. Is that LA is in Los Angeles or LA is in Louisiana? Because it could be either. So I want to know where you guys are from, because we just came back from LA and we had a great time over there at the JPMA baby show. And if anybody is here from one of the shows that I have been to, it's been, I got around a little bit the past few months. So I'm very also happy to and excited to tell you I'm coming back to Chicago in October. So get ready for that, cats and kittens. So Los Angeles, now we know. Look, we have some more LA families, which is cool. So the questions are already rolling in, but before, why don't we just jump off today's live feed with a prize? Do you guys just want to come out of the gate with a prize? If you would like to win a prize, for those of you who are not rookies at a Twiniversity live feed, you know what to do. So if you want a prize, what do you have to do during a Twiniversity I almost said the words. You have to say something. So say something. I want to see hearts. I want to see thumbs ups. That's really only the way that I get feedback from you, so I know that I'm doing a good job, other than just sitting here in my fancy studio. There we go. Andrea's got it. Prize time. So the first prize that we're going to give away, I'm very excited. For the first time ever, we are teaching a Twiniversity online class on Saturday. And guess who's teaching? Me! Yeah, that's how that's going to go. So I am teaching this Saturday. We're going to do it in 2 separate sections. The first portion of the day is going to be for the 101 class, which talks about gear. It talks about delivery day. It talks about just quick doctor's tips. And then we take a little bit of a break, and then we come back for the round 2, which talks about sleep, breastfeeding, bottle feeding, oh my God, all more. So if you would like to join us this Saturday and come as my guest to our Twiniversity class, please make sure that all you have to do is just say, I want to come to class. It's just that simple. And Julie's going to pick a winner. She'll send you the details. Please, 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 please join us. I would love if you do. So if you're expecting or have brand new babies, this is for everybody that is on here. So, yay! Hi, Emily from New York City. You're probably down the block from me. You could have probably just joined us here today for our fancy live feed. But we already got so many questions. I'm going to try to start looking at what we got here from our Julie. All right, so our first question is coming in, and Jessica says, I need tips on getting my 9-month-old twins out of the car when I am by myself. Yes, Jessica, first of all, congratulations on your 9-month-old twinnies. You made it this far. You're doing great. So first, congratulations, because that's always a big one. The next thing that I want to tell you is there are a few things that we could do ahead of time to make it a little bit easier. Now, I don't know the car seats that you're using, and I don't know the stroller that you're using. So if you are in infant car seats still, then fantastic, because that makes it a little bit simpler. So if you are in the infant car seats, you could always go to your trunk, grab your stroller or whatever, then go around to the side and pull out your twinnies. It's not like, I want to say like it's easy to do, but it gets a lot more difficult when your kids move into the convertible car seats. Once your kids get into the convertible car seats, maybe it makes it actually a little bit easier, because they have a little bit more patience and you're not as worried about grabbing them. But one thing I always want to remind everybody, when you are in a car, please make sure that before you shut the driver's side door or kind of, go to get a stroller, make sure that you crack a window or something. We have had quite a few Twiniversity families lock their keys in the car with their twinnies. I am not joking you. This has happened on multiple occasions, and it's something that you really have to be prepared for every single time. But the good news is that for the people that did, it was usually during not a hot time, so it's not as much of a panic. But it's also not a crazy idea to keep a second set of car keys in your pocket or in your wallet, or something that you would never automatically get out of the car without. So, hey, Nicole, you won. Congratulations. So if you have a car, though, that has the automatic keys, it makes it a little bit easier, because you could always get into the car as long as the key is in the vicinity. But if you have like an old school car with a real key, it makes it a little bit more challenging. So you always want to have a backup plan. God forbid that you locked the babies in the car. I know that sounds crazy and nobody really thinks about it, but with twins and sleep deprivation, well, if you're really exhausted, you shouldn't be driving anyway. That should go without saying, but just in case, make sure that you always have a backup plan. But typically the process would be that you would keep the babies in the car, go get your stroller, come around to the side and pop them out, because you don't want to take them out and then put them on the floor behind your car. That's a little bit not best case scenario. So that is what I would do if I were you. Now, I want to just say a big old thank you to our friends over at Cybex for hosting today's live feed. Cybex, I have a long history with Cybex, actually. Once upon a time, Jewel, if you could figure out, I know you're answering 1,000 questions, or maybe if one of the other Mom Squad members could check it out. But I was first introduced to Cybex car seats years ago. I think actually at my first ABC Baby Expo that was held in Vegas. See, Amanda, by the way, she's jumping on that keyless entry thing for the exact reason, so I hear ya. But when I met Cybex, I was really blown away because Cybex aesthetically is such an interesting looking car seat. It almost looks like a pod, and Julie's going to throw up some pictures for you because it's absolutely fascinating. But for me, what I was kind of intrigued and what brought me to the car seat like a moth to a flame was the way that it installed. It has a European form of installation, which is different than typical car seats on the market. So where a regular car seat, you would take the shoulder strap and you would put it over the baby and latch it under the little pieces that are in front of them. With a Cybex car seat, you actually take the shoulder belt and you put it around the car seat. And it makes it just a lot easier to install. It also has these little pegs on the side of the car seat that pop out so that it gives you even a more secure fit from where your baby's head would be in the car seat to where the door is. So there's these little pegs that slide out and become an additional anchor for protection. God forbid there was an accident and your car seat would get rattled around. So I'm glad Kim agrees with me that that's so funny that Cybex is just absolutely outstanding. And for us, what I really also want you to know is that it fits every little check mark. Okay, so also just note that Cybex has two fantastic car seats that we're in love with. So the Aton, right? So the Aton is kind of like their base seat, and then there's the Cloud Q. So I want to tell you guys something, that there may be some car seats that are in somebody's future. Intriguing. So stick with us to get some more great tips, of course, and then I'm going to tell you how to get some car seats. But we are giving away 2 car seats today because, hi, what would 1 car seat do for me and my family? Exactly, nada, because of our 20s, right? So that's the first thing that I wanted to tell you about the car seats. The other thing that I wanted to tell you is that Julie's going to shoot a picture to you too, and it's one of the things that I also find most intriguing, and it's about their load leg. So Cybex car seats have this load leg, and what a load leg is, it's basically an additional structure that comes off of the base and anchors to the floor. So it has this little rod that comes out of the car seat base and then goes to the floor, and it acts as an additional restraint. So there was actually just a whole study done by Consumer Reports about the benefits of load legs, and I'm just going to read it to you here. It says, so the LSP, right, the load leg system, decreases the force of a side impact on the car by 25% when compared to the same seat without, well, I think those are the side little thingies that I was talking about. But even if you are not using these car seats now, it is never too late. So if you're worried about the car seat that you're using, check and make sure that it kind of gets all the little bells and whistles checked. But a load leg is definitely something that we should be looking into. And if you're really all thumbs and you're worried about installing it correctly, you definitely want to check out the European form of installation. I always say insulation automatically, but you know that we're not insulating anything. All right, I love the questions that are coming out, and we have so many, so I'm going to jump and do another one, and then we're going to talk more about car seats in a minute. Rana asks, what are some great activities for kids traveling on a bus or a train? Post-its are my best friend when it comes to traveling on a bus or train. I'm going to assume that your kids are a little bit bigger. And also when you're asking questions, guys, could you please put the age of your kiddies so that I could specifically answer the question for you? Because of course, traveling with an infant on a train and traveling with a 7-year-old on a train are 2 different train trips. If they're a little bit older, actually I have something here, right here. So this is something that we always take a few with us when we are traveling on a bus or train. Coincidentally, I have it handy because we also use it when we're eating dinner. But this is a game called Read My List. You guys want to play right now? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do, we're going to literally play a game. If you want to play a game, let me see thumbs ups, because we're going to play a game right now that we could play on a road trip or play on the bus and train. So thumbs ups if you want to play a game. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to do this for a prize. What? Okay, so we're gonna do this for a prize. All you have to do is shout out the answer, and Julia's gonna pick a random winner of the people that are answering this question. So I'm gonna read you a category of things. So all different names of things, and you guys have to tell me what they have in common. So this is a great game to play with the Twinnies. It's a great game to play. Actually, I play with all my girlfriends when we come over for wine club. So we literally play this for wine club, not even joking. So Julie, this is called Read My List, actually. And so Julie and I met the folks from Educational Insights, and we got this at a toy fair. So here's the category. Are you ready? Let's go. So name the category: tweezers, manual, medical adhesive tape, alcohol prep pads, cold compress, safety pins, pain reliever, antibiotics, ointment, survival blanket, and tissues. What is... Look, you guys are getting it! Oh, yes. So I'm going to give you another second to answer. Come on, is this not fun? We could play games all day. I could do this all day, but I know we have to talk about travel with twins, but this is one of the great things that you would do, because you could see I got you guys to play. So the answer is items commonly found in a first aid kit. So for you guys, what we're going to do is Julie's going to pick a random winner. We're going to give you a $10 Amazon gift card that you could use to buy a first aid kit. I had not planned that. Julie, I'm sorry. I know we were not prepared for that, but I know you could just roll with it. So Jules already asking what's the prize. The prize is going to be a little Amazon gift card for you guys, so you could buy a first aid kit. So that's one of the things that you could do with your kids. Now, if they're younger, there are younger games that are very portable like this, that you could just grab a few cards and run out. Another great thing to do on a train, especially if you're gonna, now I'm thinking subway versus train, right? Because those are two different things. If you're on a subway, we always sit by the train map. So if you're on like the Metro in DC, or you're on New York City subway, but sit by wherever you could find a map. And then you could play a game based off the map. So find the number 6, find the color green, find the letter R, and have them do, almost use it as a Where's Waldo, if you will, but have that, it's so super fun. And what's totally weird is that's actually how my kids learned their colors and numbers, was based off of the New York City subway system. Because we don't have a car, or my dad has a car, but the Diaz family doesn't have a car, all we did was we took subways pretty much everywhere we went. So it was a great way for the kiddies to learn their colors and their numbers. So yeah, and honestly, even if you don't have a subway in your area, you know, New York City subway maps and stuff like that are free. So they'll send them to you from any Convention and Visitors Bureau. So if you want to have that for your kids to kind of learn about maps and stuff, because maps, where do you find a map anymore, right? We're all using Google Maps, we're all using Apple Maps or Waze or whatnot. So yeah, I would call and get some maps. They're all for free, and we could give them. They'll give them to you, and then your Twinnies could learn that. So I'm happy that you enjoyed that little activity, and I hope that those few tips were helpful. So now the next question is, I'm going on a domestic vacation for a week with 20-month-old twins. We will have access to stores and laundry. How much do I pack, and what do I need to take on the plane? Okay, here we go. So let's talk about plane travel for 2 seconds. So here's a few things that I'm going to tell you about. My hair is driving me crazy. Could you tell that? I really should have had bobby pins, and nobody's around now to go grab me a bobby pin. But it's very humid, so my hair's like, whoop, it's just out of there, and I'm trying to read. So thank you for your patience. So when you are traveling on an airline, the best tips that I could give you is, first of all, every twin parent under the sun should know that there is only one extra oxygen mask per row. So if you're flying on a short flight and there's only 2 seats and 2 seats, mom and dad cannot sit next to each other because there's not going to be enough oxygen masks for you guys. When you book the trip, they will usually not let you book a lap infant and a lap infant if it's 2, but let's just say they didn't let you book it and you booked 2 aisles, and then you got there and there's nobody sitting next to your spouse. You'll be like, hey, I'm going to go sit next to him. Why not? Do not sit next to him. You definitely want to do an aisle and an aisle. And that way you could talk to each other, play hot potato with your lap babies. But whenever possible, I really do wish that you would consider buying at least one extra seat and bringing your car seat, right? Like your Cybex car seat onto the airplane so that you could have a home base from one baby and then you could move the baby in the other 2 seats. So yeah, Andrea, it's funny because a lot of parents don't know exactly the rules of air travel, but it's something that everybody should know. And if you guys belong to a local twin club, and I'm hoping that you have, and if you do not belong to a local twin club, I strongly advise you to find a local twin club. Jewel, could you shoot up the link to the national organization so they could find their local twin club? Things like that is what you'd learn in a twin club. It's where I learned about it, and now I get to spread the information to you guys. But it's something that you really need to be aware of, and you should tell every twin parent that you meet. This is just kind of the rules of the road. Also, you know that there's a whole big issue when it comes to bringing your double stroller onto to gate check. Not every airline will allow you to gate check a double stroller, so you want to make sure that you call your carrier ahead of time, ask them if there are any specific rules and regulations that you have to abide by when it comes to traveling with your double stroller. So, is there anything that you should take on a plane? Yes, I got it right here. When you are traveling in the car, when you are traveling by plane, when you pack your diaper bag, instead of throwing everything into your diaper bag, I would actually pack an entire kids' clothing set in one little Ziploc bag. This is the same bag that I use for our Twiniversity classes, so it looks beat up because it's kind of an old Ziploc bag. But in this Ziploc bag, I will show you what I have, right? So I have some Pampers, of course. So if you still have your kids in diapers, you want to make sure that you have some diapers in this bag. Next thing that I have, I don't need that, is hand sanitizer. So this is the Baby Ganix hand sanitizer, just because I love the way that it smells, and I do like an organic hand sanitizer for little monkeys. So that is the next thing that I have in this bag. That I do not need bug spray at this time. Now, in this bag, I also have an outfit. So I have an outfit for one kid. If you want to pack more than one, go for it, but you definitely want to keep everything in a bag. So not only is this bag going to be great so that you could pull out baby A's bag, baby B's bag, my husband's bag, my sister's bag, whoever you're traveling with. It's such a super quick and easy way. A few other things that are in here that I love are dog poop bags. So I'm sure they sell these as like baby bags, but the baby bags they're more expensive than the dog poop bags. You could go to Home Depot or go onto Amazon and grab yourself some dog poop bags. They're so inexpensive, but they're fantastic because if I have a dirty diaper, instead of just tossing it into the airplane or, you know, train bathroom and making it smell up everything, I could take my dirty diaper and I could put it into this little bag and then toss it out, and we are good to go. What else do I have in this little bag? So I just have a ton of clothes. I have a ton of clothes, I have a ton of diapers, and then when I'm done, I zip up my bag with whatever's left. I go back to my seat. I am all set. So even in the car, I would keep a bag like that packed all the time for each baby, but make sure that you're rotating the clothes that are in that bag out for each baby, because you don't want to, you know, need it in an emergency, go to the bag and be like, oh, this is a 3-month outfit when your kids are 9 months already. There's no way that you're squeezing it in. Oh, Kylie's here. Hi. Everybody say hi to Kylie. If you don't know who Kylie is, she is a super amazingly generous mom who joins us for live feeds and gives us the inside scoop. She has a little beluga belly, as she calls it. And Kylie, I was talking about you last night with a few of my twin mom friends, and we were all talking about like my theory on how more petite women carry differently, right? Because you, from the ground up, you only have certain amounts of space to hold these babies, while me, at my giant 6-foot frame, I have a lot more room for my babies. So I never looked as pregnant as you did, but you look absolutely fantastic. So everybody give a little congratulations to Kylie. She's going the distance. She's getting there. It's just absolutely extraordinary. So I know that we have, my gosh, guys, We have so many questions. We need like, is this a 4-hour live feed? Thanks to our friends at Cybex, because I'm super stoked about that. All right, so let's see, back to, we were answering that. Do you take on the plane? We talked about that. Let's talk about traveling. Maybe I could answer a few of these questions at the same time. If you are traveling and you are staying in a hotel, here are some quick and dirty hotel tips that are going to help make your stay a little bit easier. So is anybody traveling in a hotel or visiting a hotel? And if you have a great hotel travel tip, I would love if you could throw it out right now. So I'm sending you my hearts. I'm giving you my thumbs up. I would really, really love if you could tell me what your travel tips are for staying in a hotel. So here are ours. Number 1. If you are staying in a room with both kids and, 2 adults and, grandma and grandpa, what you have to do, I'm sorry that your video is freezing, Kim. I hope I'm not freezing for everybody. But no matter where you are staying, you have to check your hotel's occupancy for that room. There are fire codes in every place. And if that room only allows 4 people to stay, but you have twins, an older child, and your spouse and yourself, it gets a little bit more difficult, and they might not want to give you 2 pack and plays or 2 travel cribs or whatever. So first thing you want to do is call ahead and check the occupancy of the hotel and see exactly what they will allow you to have. Now, once you've done that, when you do pick a specific room type, Julie just had a situation where she booked kind of this 2-room hotel room, so there'd be plenty of room for the boys while her and her hubby could just relax while the kids were sleeping and not have to go to bed at 7 o'clock. And when they got there, they didn't know that the second room was kind of in a loft. Not necessarily something you want to find out once you get there. So when you do book your hotel room, if you're doing it through, a kayak or Travelocity or anything like that, once it's booked, I would then call the front desk of the hotel and ask them the specifics of that room. And if they do have different room types, like, if they have, 1 2-bedroom suite, which is the same price as another, but one room has more square footage, ask them if they'd be willing to block that room for you so that when you got there, you had the better 2-bedroom suite or whatever it is that you booked. That's the first thing. Second thing is, what kind of equipment do they have in that hotel for you and your twinnies? Do they have 2 pack and plays? Do they have travel cribs? Will they give you linens? You may actually want to bring your own linens. I'm not saying that you shouldn't bring, you should not trust the hotel to give you good linens, but if it's something you're a little bit worried about, you may want to bring your own linens, specifically when it comes to the pack and plays, because I know with the pack and plays, they just use a regular size sheet and tuck it in on all the sides, but it really should be a fitted sheet that's on a pack and play or a travel crib. And if you're worried about that, or if you have a baby that rolls around like an alligator all the time, you may want to consider bringing some travel sheets from home or purchasing them from Amazon or something and having it sent to the room. Now, speaking of that, if there are any things that you are going to need, so let's say you're going to Disney for a week, let's say you're going to grandma's, but you're going to stay at a hotel so you could feel like you're on vacation. Call ahead and ask if you could have stuff delivered directly to the hotel. Most hotels are fine with it. You could have stuff sent as long as your name is on any packages that arrive. But we just found out the hard way, Julie and I, that if you send something ahead of time to a hotel, sometimes they will charge you. So if there is going to be a charge, you got to do like, is it worth it sending stuff there, or do I just get it when I get there, or do I play kind of this roulette and have it be delivered the day that I am checking in? So find out what exactly is the rules of your hotel, and you could make a better decision then. Now, the things that you can send ahead of time are diapers, are wipes, are water. I just went to a hotel and sent a case of water. Also, the area that I was going to we went down to DC, it had Amazon Prime Now, so I could send stuff within 2 hours. I was able to buy fresh produce and yogurt and all that good stuff. Speaking of yogurt, does your hotel have a refrigerator? You want to make sure that if you need one, you tell your hotel, you ask the hotel if you could have a refrigerator sent to the room. Even if there is not one standard in the room, many times, especially, there are certain medicines that need to be refrigerated. So hotels do have mini refrigerators, usually in their housekeeping department, that can be brought to your room. So even if the room doesn't have a refrigerator per se, you could ask, and maybe there might be a charge per day, maybe there's not a charge. But if the charge is minimal, you know, $5 a day or whatnot, you're definitely going to save that by having milk in the room so that your kids could wake up and have cereal or yogurt or whatnot. So you do want to ask that. Speaking of that, I think it's time. What time is it, guys? You know what time it is. So if you would like a prize, all you have to do is say those magic 2 words. I'll wait. That's okay. I'm not in a rush. There's only 900 questions to answer. Guess what time it is. It is diaper time. Maria's already into it. Maria, thank you for participating in my insanity. We are going to be giving away 2 packs of diapers and 2 packs of wipes. Whatever size you want, whatever brand you want, as long as they are from Pampers. Pampers is one of our lucky partners, lucky for Pampers, that they get to play with us. So we're going to pass on the awesomeness and we're going to give away a prize. So if you want to win a prize, all you have to say is, I need Pampers. That's it. Feel free to tag Pampers. Let them know that we're just giving stuff away left and right. So if you want to win some Pampers, because really, honestly, who doesn't need Pampers? No matter, you know, how old your kids are, or if you need swim diapers, or if you need, you know, training pants, whatever you need, this is the time. Thank you. Yes, I love my my Fallout little guy too. I bought this for my husband last Father's Day, but I actually enjoy playing Fallout. I have to be honest. I like it. I do. It's my secret little thing. My kids drew on him a little bit because, you know, they're kids. But if you want to win some Pampers, just say, I need Pampers. Send some love over to our family there. We're going to send you 2 coupons that are good for a pack of Pampers and a package of wipes. So even if you're using the, I keep playing with my hair. It's making me nuts. I know it's probably driving you guys crazy too. So I'm sorry. All right, so we got that. Let's jump on to our next question. All right, holy moly. Kylie has a question. Disneyland, yes or no, with 2-month-old twins? I really want to bring my 2-year-old son this summer there, and I have lots of help. My family wants me to leave them with them at home, but I will still be breastfeeding. I don't want anybody to miss out on Disney. Okay, so remember, right? Because whenever I give people news that I don't think they're going to want to hear, I always say, my word is not law. Please remember that. I have to tell you, I think 2 is a little young for Disney, especially Disneyland. Disneyland and Disney World are fairly different animals. I think Disneyland has a lot more local people, where Disney World ends up being kind of more of a destination. Disneyland seems to be Southern Californianers, or is that what they, Southern Californianites? What do we call people? I don't even know. I'm getting all twisted. But it's a lot of work, and I don't know how many rides he's going to go on. And here's the really crazy thing. I don't know how much he's going to remember. So you're better off taking kids to a great big vacation like that, probably when they are above 4, when, first of all, it's much easier to manage. Secondly, they're going to remember more. So they might have a good time, but if you think about, it's kind of like the thing, like if you buy your kids, you know, a wildly expensive toy and then they play with the box. Disneyland for a 2-year-old is kind of like that. Plus, it could also be a tiny bit overwhelming for the tinier crowd. Think if you're 2, right? So if you're tiny, and I just, you know, picture yourself as a 2-year-old, when you're standing next to Captain Hook or even Mickey Mouse, it's a little bit scary, I have to tell you. So yeah, I think that 4 would be the minimum age that I would take any kids to a theme park. Like Kim is just saying, yeah, when 6 I think is even better. That would be ideal. So maybe wait a little bit. But if you want to go, that's a whole different animal. Because if you want to go to Disneyland, then I want you to go to Disneyland and I want you to have a good time. But I don't want you to go thinking that he's going to have the best time ever, because he could have the best time ever, you know, making an ice cream in your backyard if you bought him 5 flavors and just let him make his own sundae. So there's a lot of experiences that you could give to your monkeys without having the hassle of travel. And it's not, you know, even in Disneyland itself, I find that there's not as many places to sit. I'm a little Disney freak. I don't know if anybody knows that, but I've been to now Disneyland and Disney World and know a lot about it. And I'm a Disney social media mom. But I wouldn't. If anybody has any Disney tips, shout them out right now. But Disneyland wasn't built the same way that Disney World was built. So there's not as many places to breastfeed and stop. And we even had a lot of trouble. Julie and I just went to Disneyland and we had a lot of trouble even finding shade to stand in while our friends were on rides. So just something to think about. Kylie, I hope you don't hate me, but I would come to New York. Come to New York. I will be here to help you. Oh my gosh, I would go crazy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm glad you're loving the tips. If you are having a good time, I want you right now to say thank you, Cybex, for allowing us this opportunity to talk to you guys about traveling with your twins and just everything that Cybex has. So if you haven't joined us for the beginning, I have good news. We will have 2 Cybex car seats to be giving away at the end of this feed. You're actually going to have 24 hours to enter, so don't be too worried about that. Yeah. See, look, I love you guys. I love you guys. You participate as a family. Everybody's giving Kylie tips. This makes me so happy. So we just want to go back and we want to talk about Cybex for another 2 seconds before we go to our next tip. And I want to just remind everybody that when we at Twiniversity, right, instead of just saying this is the product that you buy, typically what we do is we say these are the features to look for. And coincidentally, all the features that we recommend at Twiniversity fit the bill at our Cybex car seats. So, for example, I really do recommend that families get a car seat that has a no rethread harness. So what that means is on every car seat, there's a 5-point harness that goes over their shoulder, over their lap, and then between their legs. This little harness has to be at their shoulder height. Some car seats have little notches in their car seats and require you to kind of unthread the car seat straps and then move it into these notches as your baby grows. However, there is something called a no rethread harness, which means that instead of there being these notches, there's a lever on the little headrest that could be moved up and down so that you never have to thread another car seat harness ever. Why we think this is so important is because when you have twins, if one twin is going up a notch because they're getting a little bit taller, you may be pretty quick to say, well, since we're doing one, we're going to do the other one. But the other twin may not necessarily be ready to move up to that extra notch. And it is a tiny bit of a complicated process. So having that no rethread harness is going to ensure that every baby is at their proper height, their proper shoulder harness height, 100% of the time. That's a really, really big deal to me. And if you can find a car seat that has that, please make sure that you do. The next thing that it has that I absolutely love is you have to find a cover that comes off 100% and that is washable. For all of you experienced parents out there, you guys know that diaper blowouts are not just something that we see on TV. They're things that actually really happen. So you have to buy a car seat that has the availability to have that car seat cover 100% removed, and then you could hand wash it. You should never use anything with your car seat that did not come in that box. Do you understand what I'm saying? I am not speaking to you like fools. I am trying to stress the importance of this. If you bought a cover that goes under your baby, it doesn't have the proper friction of your child in that car seat. You could not use something that goes between the baby and the car seat as a cover. So please do not do that. That is called an aftermarket product. None of those were tested. And if they were tested, the company will specifically tell you which ones were tested. But for crash test ratings, everything is tested with that car seat, not that aftermarket product. So you have to be really, really careful and not use anything. So does that car seat cover come off? Can you wash it? Like our families are saying right now, not only poop and puke, but milk spills, food spills. I mean, there's so much. And if you have car sick babies, forget about it. You are going to be cleaning that car seat cover more than you can imagine. So please be sure that you could buy a car seat that has a cover that comes off, okay? Another thing that's really important is how big is the canopy? How well is the canopy made? You're going to be doing that canopy 12 billion times by the time the kids are out of that car seat. So make sure that you buy a really good car seat that has a cover that is really durable and is going to stand the test of time. I am glad that you guys are loving this. You know, Twiniversity, we're really all about tips, and I think we're going to give away another prize because we're running out of time and I have so many prizes to give. I would love if you guys could join me for our online class. So we are going to give away another seat in our online class right now. We don't even have to say prize time. All I want to see is thumbs ups and hearts and all that good time. Allie, you're like 2 steps ahead of me. I absolutely love it. Love it. So if you want a seat in our class, just say, I want to come to class. I want you to come to class. I really want you to come to class, because just like we're doing for this 1 hour live feed, imagine that basically all of this transports into a 4 hour online class. And of course, if you're in New York City or Chicago, join Julie or I just had a giant class here in New York City. If I have any of my students here with me today, please let me know that you are here. But we had a really, really big class, and I love teaching in person because, and that's why we teach live classes and not taped classes, is because I want you guys to communicate with each other. It's important that you realize that Twiniversity isn't just about information, because of course we will give you tons of great information, but it's all about creating connections. We want you to find fellow parents of twins that are in your neck of the woods, because you got to have that. You just really have that. I have Julie and my mom squad, and before they were there, I have had so many twin moms that have been in my life that have been instrumental to the success of me and my family. And I mean it. I really, really mean it. So you guys got to make sure that if you'd like to come to class, tell Jewel that you want to come to class. And look, we have people who want to join us in Chicago. Julie could send you the information on that. And of course, you want to find me in New York City. Hello. Also, did we give dinner in our classes? It's super fancy, guys. So please make sure that you thank our friends over at Cybex. Tag them too if you guys want to give me an extra little props so that they know that we are doing this, and hopefully we'll shove people over there. Maybe we could even get somebody from their team to join us over here. Amanda wants to come to Glass. So I'm glad, Amanda. I hope that you are able to come to Glass. Amanda, Jewel, Amanda's coming to Glass. So please make sure that Amanda gets added to the list. Why not? And then Julie's going to give away some more seats. We want everybody to come. So we do have, this is the only time that we're teaching on a Saturday, but we teach every month. So don't get worried. You will never be without Julie or I. It's totally great. But one more thing that I wanted to mention, if you weren't here for the beginning of the feed, one of the main reasons why we love the Cybex car seats so much is because of their load leg. Their load leg is a leg that attaches to the base of the car seat, and it gives extra stability, and it limits the car seat's forward rotation and a frontal crash. Could you tell that I was just reading that? Because I want to make sure that I'm saying it. But it provides an additional point of contact for added stability in the installation. So now I have personally installed Cybex car seats, so I could tell you firsthand that it is a breeze. We had a mom here, Jessica, that had her twinnies. She actually ended up having them a little bit earlier than expected. I said, let me meet you and let me help you put these Cybex car seats in. It's just, why not? It's the least that I could do. And I actually got to shoot the video in her car about the car seats. So Julie could send you a link to that too, about our video that's over on the YouTubes. And that is that. So we're getting near the end of our feed, and we have only about, I don't know, 7,000 questions that have to be answered. But I will get to that, but I want to let you know that you can too today win 2 car seats from our friends at Cybex. And I'm very humbled because they are not inexpensive car seats. And I love that they are always so generous, and they gave us 2 to give away today during our live feed. And come on, guys, you gotta love when companies are like, listen, Not only do we want, of course they want advertising. Hi, why not? But they are totally fine with letting us use the majority of the time that we have with you today on giving you tips, not talking about them. Because you know I could talk about Cybex car seats for an hour, no doubt. But they're like, you know what, Nat, you really need to be there for twin parents and give them some good tips and answer their questions. So I am very, very appreciative to companies like Cybex and our other friends at Love to Dream and Pampers and everybody else that plays with us and Dr. Brown's. They're so great because they know what we're trying to do here at Twiniversity, which is really just to connect you guys with each other, to inform you about tips, tricks, and parent hacks, and then, of course, to make you laugh. Did I make you laugh today? If I made you laugh at least once today, I would like a little ha-ha face. Would that be appropriate for our day? I would love to see that. So Julie's going to send you the information on how to go about winning your car seats, right? Because these potentially could be your car seats. Oh, I see some ha-ha faces. Yeah, and thank you for tolerating my crazy hair day that I am having. So should we do one more question? Yes. Katie, I wish you had this too, but look, sometimes people find us a little bit late. Could you guys, I don't know if this is going to work for you, but yeah, I think this is going to work for you. If you have a fellow twin mom or twin dad friend or somebody that's expecting twins, I would love to give you guys each a prize right now. So we have just started partnering with our friends over at Earth's Best, and we would like to give you an $8 off coupon for you and an $8 off coupon for your twin mom friend. Actually, we'll give you 4. We'll give you 2 each, so then you could buy some each for your friends. So we're giving yet another prize away. We have so many prizes, it's absolutely bonkers. Earth's Best is an organic baby formula. I have loved Earth's Best since the dawn of time. And if you would like to win some baby formula, what I want you to do is just tag a fellow twin parent. And then by the end of the night, Julie will pick a winner, and then we're just going to need your home address, and it's going to be sent from me directly. Maybe I'll put together a little a Twiniversity swag package for you too. Let me see what I could find in our storage facility. All right, so if you want to win, I really do want you to tag somebody that you know that may not know Twiniversity exists. So guys, I don't want people like Katie saying, I wish I would have known these tips. I want everybody to know that we exist because we are here to make sure that you have a better life at being a twin parent. So shoot that over there. And now we are going to get one more question. All right. Oh my gosh, we have so many. So Doreen asks, is it better to sit at the back of the plane or near the bathroom? Well, Doreen, I'm going to tell you that if you are traveling with your twinnies in the beginning, okay, so let's say under a year, I would stay towards the front of the plane. When air is circulated into the plane, it is filtered, and then it goes from the front of the plane to the back of the plane. That is how this fresh air is filtered. So sitting in the front of the plane, you have the least risk of little germies in the plane. Towards the back, you have a greater risk, but it's not like you're getting like, you know, pollution in the back of the plane. But when they get bigger and you need maybe a little bit more potty time, or you need somebody to help you, so in the beginning, I always sat, in the very beginning when they were super tiny, I sat in the front. And now I sit in the front again because we could get on and off the plane, and I've turned into one of those travelers that you see, and me and the kids are like, we gotta get off this plane. But when they were toddlers and I would have to fly with family or whatnot, I would always sit towards the rear of the plane so that if I needed something, I could shout out to the flight attendant that was right there that I needed water or I needed extra napkins or whatnot. And I also found, you know what's funny is that the rear of the plane, the last row was always available because that last row, you can't recline. The seats don't recline. So do you really think that you're going to get on a plane with your twinnies and then just recline? Yeah, that's not happening. You're not going to be taking a nap anytime soon. So I would say in the beginning, sit at the front of the plane, and then towards, as they get a little bit bigger, you want to sit towards the back of the plane. So Jewel, are you ready? I'm pretty sure you already sent out the form of how people could win 2 car seats of their very own. But Julie's going to put that up now. If she hasn't, I can see it. Oh, congratulations that your babies are due on September 10th. That is so exciting. So please, if you did not win a seat in our class, please consider joining us for class this weekend. Julie could just give you a link of how you go about and register. Thank you so much today. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. So, how do you win the Earth's Best coupons? All you just say is "we need formula" and tag a twin parent friend. Okay, that's all you have to do. Just say "we need formula," tag a twin parent friend. If you feel like doing it, you could even do @EarthsBest and let them know that you were the people who were looking for more coupons. So we're going to have a lot more information about that coming up, hopefully sooner than later. We're very excited about it. But for now, I just want to say a very humble to our friends over at Cybex for giving me this opportunity to play with you guys today. And I would love if you would jump over to their Facebook page now, later, whenever, and then just thank them also for allowing me this time with you guys. But most importantly, I do want to thank my Mom Squad. So woo, 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 everybody say thank you, Mom Squad. Please say thank you to the Mom Squad, because without them, there is no way that I could be sitting in this seat and yelling at a phone for 54 minutes. It's a pretty amazing team that we have. So please show some love for the Mom Squad. And I'm going to say a big thank you to our team today. We have so many great things coming up at Twiniversity. You guys have no idea, and I mean it. I don't artificially ever get you guys excited, but yeah, that's all that I'm going to say. Oh, Julie's reminding me we have one more prize. So if you're still here, all I want to know is prize time. Right? So just shoot out that you would like prize time. I'm giving away a prize anyway, because there's this little book that I want you to read. That's called What to Do When You Are Having To. It's actually not when you are. It's actually your, which is really confusing to some people. So if you do not have a copy of this book, I hear the author is a really nice woman, and she likes to sell books, but she actually likes to give them away more than she likes to sell them. I also like when this woman speaks of herself in the third person, because it's just much more entertaining that way. So if you do not have a copy of What to Do When You're Having To, we would like to give you a copy. All you just have to say is, "I want a book." Julie will pick a winner. She'll grab your information, and then we will get a book off to you ASAP. If you do not, oh, Crystal, thank you. If you have read this book, if you want to do me a favor, I would love if you would go and review it on Amazon, whether you give me 5 stars, 2 stars, no stars, whatnot. I would be very, very humbled if you could jump over and just review the book. And that's if you have any friends that are authors that have a book. The biggest gift that you could ever give somebody is a review. Whether it's good or bad, we don't mind, because even if you could offer us some constructive criticism, we will happily take it and make sure that we make it better for the next book. And word on the street is we're going to be updating that book. Don't tell anyone about that. But there will be a new update of the book coming out as soon as I write it. But our friends from Cybex are in the book too. I've been fans of theirs since the dawn of time. So thank you so much to Brenda for thanking me for the book. Yes, this necklace was given to us by my friend Hillary Abbott. And yeah, so she's just the bestest, and literally gave me this necklace off of her neck when I saw her, because I told her that I loved her necklace too. And she's like, "Here, take it." You gotta love people like that. I am surrounded by the best people in the world, mostly you guys. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much to Cybex for allowing us to play, and to the whole Mom Squad, and of course every twin parent that has stuck with us this entire time, whether you just found Twiniversity or you've been a part of Twiniversity since the dawn of time. I love you guys. I will see you before you know it. Next week we have a live feed coming up with our friends over at Sage Spoonfuls. I cannot wait to tell you like the inside scoop about these guys. If you don't know who they are, Google them, because there may be a quiz with extra prizes for next week. You never know. All right, gang, have the best day, and see you later, alligators.